Where is Todd? Because we didn't know where this man was because we were concerned about our former brother in arms.
We had no idea. We had no idea at all. And then he just pops up and he says, "Oh, hey guys, I'm sorry. It's been 2 months, but we can't find our music." I'm sorry. Quite frankly, I don't buy it.
So
I think he was afraid to be called out and to actually confront us face to face.
So what you're actually saying is the NWO of podcast factions is now split to the NWO and the Wolfpack.
Yes. Now you can say now. I mean, I will let you guys decide who's who. Are we black and white? Are we Wolfpack? What's the deal?
You guys seem a little more red and black to me because Todd, all he wears is black and white. So, yeah.
That's all he sees is in black and white. He doesn't see the full color, man.
That's facts.
Well, the big question that I want to know is Johnny Simo going to make any more appearances on your show?
Well, here's the thing with Johnny Simo here. On our show, he pledged allegiance now over to Todd. He often just said, I can't do this. My allegiance is straight up with Todd. After we offered him mutual employment, a platform, a brotherhood, we considered him part of our family. And now he took that family.
He was in the fold.
He was. And he slapped us both in the face with it. Yep. And it's like, come on, man. It's like, we wanted to get to know you. You were part of our trifecta. It was the Justin, Kyle, and Johnny show. And then all of a sudden it's like, nope, Todd's back. I'm deucing out of here. I'm like, that is not a brotherhood. And he swore to us. He said, my allegiance is to Todd. And it was like, it broke our hearts. We were in complete, utter shock. And the worst part, I feel like, he called in and then yelled at us. Johnny Simo yelled at us because he said, I need to go. Todd's calling me right now. I have to do his show.
Well, now, that was pretty shitty of him.
That hurt.
So when he called in your show and then he told you he had to go?
Yes.
Right.
Who does that?
Wait, and now, you asked who does that. I'm going to tell you who does that.
Tell me who does that.
A person who he does a show with that is not a friend, he is looking at Todd like he's his boss. He's on the show. You've heard the show. We've all heard the show.
Oh, yeah, he refers to him as his boss.
Todd boss. Right. And it's like, well, wait a minute now. I mean, podcasts are supposed to be fun, right? Like, you don't necessarily have bosses.
Kyle.
Like,
hey, Kyle, are you my boss?
Absolutely not. Am I your boss?
Absolutely no.
I'm just saying, that's how the dynamic is supposed to work. It's not supposed to be an employee-employer relationship on a podcast. Of all things, a podcast, no. So, honestly, if you want to really get down to it, Todd took our brother away from us to do some job. So, I mean, if you really want to think about it, Todd is honestly the bad guy in the in the situation. All we wanted to do was Johnny Simo a place to where we just freely talk and just we can throw on the show, right?
Oh yeah. We are unfiltered.
Beautiful. All right, so just go and shoot the shit. All right, that's what we can do. But no, he chose and he swore allegiance to a guy who's been on the show. Justin, you have to help me out. How long have you been on the show now?
Oh God, maybe about
how many months?
Yeah, a few months now. About maybe 2-3 months. Ever since there was a hiatus.
I'm just saying it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me.
I don't feel like you guys have animosity towards Simo necessarily. It sounds like your beef is with Mr. Orndorff.
It is. Hey, Mr. Orndorff is like Charles Manson. He's trying to create his own sick, twisted fantasy on how he is in the upper echelon of podcasting and nobody else matters, which is untrue. We started off as all equals. I'm the one that called into his show and said he was not getting any phone calls. I said, you know what? I'm going to reach out to this kid because I like this kid. I'm doing the same exact thing for Johnny Simo. I like this guy. I'm going to reach out with him. start another brotherhood. But no, but the Charles Manson of podcasting took him away from us. And it just breaks our heart.
I feel like it was a good move for you guys to come here because I really feel like Todd may have sat on our show and just spun a yarn. Like he's just telling.
He's Rapunzel, man. He turned hay into gold.
Telling us.
Hey.
We're gonna have to address this again probably with Todd at some point.
I hope you do.
Yeah, that's. I think Donnie needs to put that on the schedule and make this happen. Our people need to contact. Does he have Todd? Is he not what he seems to be at face value? Like I'm thinking he's got a whole staff.
Todd has a hell of a poker face. He could sit there, and like I said, he's like the Rapunzel of podcasting. He'll sit there and spin hay and turn it into gold, supposedly. But yet, sadly, all that gold is fool's gold. And he's trying to cash it in all the pawn shops. And let me tell you, baby, everybody can spot fool's gold a mile away. And that is what he has been producing on his show.
I actually thought Johnny brought a dynamic to you guys' show that was definitely a benefit to you guys. I mean, Johnny's
Johnny.
Got a personality that adds to any show that he comes on.
He does. He adds that, as I like to say, Southern charm.
Je ne sais quoi.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oui.
Yes. So I think you guys. I mean, if you guys can make that happen and bring him back on, like you're going to do nothing but benefit down the road. But it sounds like Mr. Orndorff's throwing speed bumps in front of you there.
Speed bumps, potholes, whatever you want to call them. He is just throwing up roadblock after construction slowdown, man. Now like I said, he's poisoned poor Johnny's mind.
Is there any way that the Titty China show can possibly get everybody back to being friends? Or are you guys and Todd just basically Democrats and Republicans at this point?
Well, here's the thing. Mr. Orndorff, as we stated beforehand, we have extended out the olive branch to him on many different occasions. And like Kyle has said, had him come onto our platform. Several months ago, now mind you, several months ago, he wanted to have a debate between him and I. And I said, absolutely. It would be who would be the greatest intercontinental champion. And then guess who did not show up the next week and the following week and the following week? Who I actually called him on our show. He did not answer my phone call. He ghosted us.
Speak on it, bro.
It was like, bro, you talked this shit, and yet you do not show up to deliver. So what right do you have to talk shit when you don't deliver exactly what you promised? Is that what the fans want? Is that what the listeners want? People want exactly what they wanted for back in June. And guess what?
Yeah, I mean, I'd be listening to that one, intently if you guys can make that happen with him, but it sounds like he's ducking and dodging.
He is. He's a coward. Straight up coward, man. And you know what the worst part is? I ask him all these questions, too, on his show. I have to get in contact with Johnny Simo and directly message my fan questions because I know he will not read them on his form. If I sit there and post it on Facebook, he isn't going to read it. So I have to directly email and directly talk to Johnny Simo to get my questions heard on his show. So at least I know he knows that we are still here, we are still relevant, and we are not going away anytime soon.
Well, I'd be careful with that. From what you said about Todd, like Todd may have control over Simo's Facebook account. Like he may be seeing messages.
But I also have Johnny Simo's direct phone line, too. I text him. I sit there and talk to poor Johnny Simo directly, and you know what? Sometimes I hope it's him or it's Todd, too. And if it's Todd, if you're listening, buddy, you and I got some straight-up beef. And I'm going to tell you something even more so. I'm coming down to Pennsylvania this weekend, too, out to your neck of the woods.
Middle PA, to be exact.
It's beautiful central Hicksville, Pennsylvania. But believe it or not, I am coming down to Pennsylvania, and I am opening up an open challenge to him. Believe it or not. I would be more than happy to come knock on your door. Issue. I am coming down to Pennsylvania. I'm coming down to Erie, Pennsylvania. I'll tell you the exact location. I'm coming to Erie, Pennsylvania. So you get in your little car, your rental car that you supposedly had, or now you got this big BMW car or whatever the hell it is. You come find me in Erie, Pennsylvania. You know my number. You know the show's number. You know Kyle's phone number. We are not too hard to get a hold of. You come find me, and we will have this debate like men.
So are you going to debate in the square circle, or?
It's squared circle, and Denny's. I'll sit there and do it inside the Lowe's. I really don't care in the lumberyard. I just need to talk to this individual, man to man, face to face.
Oh my God!
I can definitely tell we're at that point. This needs to happen. So, Mr. Orndorff, if you're listening, I suggest you take this gentleman up on his challenge. Like, Justin's ready to throw down, debate this out, get all of it on the table. If you're going to duck and dodge this, I'm going to lose a little bit of respect for you, Mr. Orndorff.
And Todd, I do have to tell you, from our standpoint and hearing both sides now, I've never really heard you talk about debating much. I've heard a shit ton from Justin about debating. So he's obviously more experienced. He's the masturbator. So
thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Are you going to come forth, Todd, and accept the masturbators challenge, or what?
Trust me, I'm ready to lay the beat down on this fool.
The beat down. Now is it like is it going to be similar?
The Orndorff arm?
Is it going to be similar to the beat down that NASCAR driver put down on R-Truth, or what's the deal?
You know what? I believe that I think it was the Bush brothers that were there.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? I think they went rather softly on Mr. Truth right there. Sadly, me right here, I got 2 loaded ham hocks that are ready and loaded and have been pumped full of information, knowledge, and the wealth of wrestling inside of these 2 hands. And let me tell you something. They are going to rain down rains of fire and hammers upon Mr. Orndorff's eardrum inside of his ear hole, where it will sit there and bleed out.
You heard it, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to inject himself with a syringe full of alphabetic steroids to pump himself up and word you down, sir.
I am a wordsmith, and I promise you will never, ever see this coming.
Hey, Donnie, are you guys, could you be related? Because you're a wordsmith. He's a Donnie Smith. So I didn't know if you guys are related or not.
Same family.
Just for the record, I'm a big Donnie fan, too.
I'm kind of dumb here.
Shout out to Donnie.
Yeah. He's the guy, he's the glue that gets to stay in the tube. We don't let him out much. We don't let him talk because, frankly, he kind of, Donnie, don't take this wrong. He kind of talks a little bit slow, and it kind of slows the show down a little bit. And I know he's got to be methodical like that because he's an airplane mechanic. But yeah, I get it, Donnie. So it's the airplane mechanic thing, and we'll just leave it at that, sir. What else? What else you gentlemen have coming up into the next year? You guys doing anything else with the podcast? Are you going to try to do some live shows or anything like that?
Well, we've been puttering around the idea of doing some Facebook Live. We will be once again returning to the BICBP Radio Network show in Niagara Falls. That is where, believe it or not, the Three Amigos, or the supposed brotherhood, took place. But we will be returning back there in July. So we're excited about that return.
And Niagara Falls, isn't that a place where lovers go?
On the Canadian side, yes. It's the honeymoon capital of the world.
Gotcha. Well, they say the Canadian side is the more beautiful side, but
It is. I can honestly tell you, I live about an hour and a half from there, and it's seriously the most gorgeous side of the falls I have ever seen. It makes believe it or not, I've been on the Buffalo side and the Canadian side, and the Canadian side trumps all.
It's funny you say Trump. He's a common word said on this podcast. The Buffalo side.
What's up with Kyle, though? I thought you guys were both based out of Florida.
No, Kyle relocated down to Orlando. Well, I am up in Rochester, New York.
Hey,
okay. So I am. Yeah, so I'm in Orlando, Florida, by way of Long Beach, California. Just moved here probably about a year ago.
The LBC.
Yeah, the LBC. Yeah, man, I was chilling with Snoop Dogg and all that kind of stuff all the time. But yeah, man. So I'm actually still getting used to Eastern time. I'm still even probably 13, 14 months now. I'm still a Cali kid at heart. So it's different down here, man. It's ridiculously different. But
there's some crazy news stories that come out of Florida. I mean, some crazy shit happens down there.